I want to take it even deeper today with Grok, and I want to see how far it can create a game for me and respond to my requests, sometimes ridiculous requests to Grok to see how it would change the game for me. So what I'd like to do is I want it to create a JavaScript game for me. And let's start out with a basic clone of a popular game called Breakout. If you haven't played Breakout, it's a very cool game from classic 90s where you shoot a paddle and then the paddle hits the brick on top and then it gets rid of the brick and you win by clearing out all the bricks. So let's get started. I want to ask Grok to create a JavaScript game that is a clone of Breakout. So this is the very first prompt. Let's see. So it's implementing a Breakout style game using HTML5 canvas. So no libraries needed. It's just going to draw all the elements in the game, and there we go. So I create a folder called Grok game, and then all I'm doing is I'm pasting the code. I'm not writing any code. And as you can see here, we have 200 lines of logic. And yeah, let's see. Now I'm gonna start a Python server at port 9000, and then for this folder, and then all I have to do is go to localhost 9000, and this will open up the game for me. And wow, look, I can actually play the game with my arrow keys, and it has all the necessary logic. Let's say if I go here, see I lose my life on top, right? And this is like all the bouncing logic. Impressive. I like it. Very first try. Now I want to add some extra logic to it. Make the bricks colorful. So I'm not doing anything much. I'm just telling it to make the bricks colorful. So it knows the context that I'm talking about. So it knows that I want the bricks in the game to be colorful. So let's go here and then paste. Oops, looks like it's still generating. And once I see, okay, now it has everything. So I'm gonna copy this and then paste it in here and then go to the server and reload. And look, it's making the bricks colorful. Okay, great. Now I want to do something more. I want to make my give my paddle the ability to shoot bullets. So this is something I always wanted to implement. It's a modified Breakout clone with a paddle that can shoot bullets. So it looks like it understands what I'm talking about. One cool way to tell that Grok is finished generating is that this code here will get highlighted when it's generated like completely in there. So I'm gonna give it a few seconds. It's still generating probably. Okay, there we go. So now it has color. I'm just gonna go to the top and copy the code here and paste it. Now if you notice, I have not written a single line of code. So if I refresh, okay, now if I press spacebar, how do I shoot? So I had to go to the source code to see. Oh, it says I won. Shooting bullets. Okay, shoot bullets. So what function is that? It looks like it doesn't have a key binding for shooting bullets. Okay, so I guess I had to go to Grok and tell it that, hey, I want to shoot when I press the space bar. Oh, the previous code already includes spacebar. When you press the spacebar, oh, I guess it did. So here's the same code with minor tweaks to make the spacebar shooting more prominent and reliable. Okay, well I guess it did, but I don't think it worked. Right? I press spacebar and nothing happens. So I don't think Grok is getting everything completely, but let's give it a try again. Press save and then go to the game. I'm gonna refresh it. So I still can't shoot, right? But that's okay. Okay, something is not right here, but I don't think they have the spacebar. Okay, spacebar, shoot immediately on key press. Maybe the space here is not correct, but that's okay. So I'm gonna ask Grok to do even more. Make the bricks shoot at me, and I lose life if I get hit. So this is just gonna make it even more chaotic. So the bricks will actually shoot back at me, and then if I get hit, my life gets subtracted. So as you can see, I am telling Grok, I call him Groot, telling Grok what I want in the logic of the game. It's able to understand that and translate it to code for me. I find that very, very interesting that it's able to understand me very well. And so far, so good. Minus the spacebar part. But that's when you gotta still use your brain to figure out where that is. And look! So you see, the bricks are actually shooting something back at me, right? And if I get hit by the brick, boom, I'll lose my life. Actually, I don't lose my life. So again, it's not perfect. There is still some logic needed. Let's update this. Change the background of the game to be in space by adding distant stars that parallax scrolls vertically. So this is a little bit harder, right? This is making the background with parallax scrolling stars. It's right now there's nothing. It's blank. It's white. Nothing there. Doesn't make me feel like I'm in the space. So this is asking Grok to generate that logic to do the background. So as you can see, it's very smart. It's able to figure out the number of stars. And then what's fun is you can modify any of these by just telling it what you need to modify. You don't need to go into the code and do it yourself. So, okay, it's done. Let me copy paste it. And then let's refresh. Look at that. That is beautiful. It has a background that's parallax and then an enemy that shoots at me. And then I'm doing the paddle. Right? The only thing is the shooting doesn't work. But I want to do even more. One last fun thing, right? Make the bricks come at me randomly like a space alien and tries to hit me. So this is gonna make the bricks on top come at me, acting like the space. Wow, it even knows that acting like space invaders. Moving randomly towards you and try to collide with your paddle reduces your lives. So this is extremely good. I really love how it's context aware and how it's able to understand what I'm trying to do, what I have in mind. So I gotta say, this is impressive. If anything, you don't want to use it to create a complete game, you can use it to even like start out your game, right? And then if you're an experienced developer, you can go in here and modify it to your need. So let's refresh. Okay. Well, it's not exactly what I have in mind because the bricks disappeared. So again, like I said, it's not perfect, but it looks like it's able to do the job pretty well. But I wonder if it can correct the bug. I'm just gonna tell it I don't see any bricks with the exclamation mark. So this will tell it to look at the code and try to figure out where the bug is, and hopefully it finds the bug and modify the code for me, so we can see a version where the bricks will fly at you and then try to kill you. I don't think it's working right now because it's thinking very hard, and I don't see why it's not responding. Maybe it's overloaded? I don't... Oh, okay. So now it was thinking. I guess I get an answer. So it says, I apologize for the confusion. In the modification, I replaced the stationary bricks with moving alien. That's why you don't see the traditional breakdown. If you meant to keep the static bricks and adding alien, if you want to... Oh, okay. So I had to tell it exactly what I want. While keeping the space in feature... It's the corrected version with the bricks restored. Okay. Um, okay. I think this is still like the old version from previous iteration, but I want to see what exactly this is. And as you can see, this code is getting a bit more complicated. Has 300 lines, and then let me refresh. Okay, so it's back to this version. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. So I hope you find this interesting. I want you to go play around with it and try to, if you have like game ideas and stuff, try to tell Grok exactly what you want to build and see if it can build it for you. So far, I've been pretty impressed by Grok, and I want to see how far can you take it. I've seen some impressive game on X, so I want to see yours. Let me know in the comments below.